Hello and welcome back to Hot to the Top. Hope you're all doing well today and you're looking forward to a transfer special. Today we've got no games coming up, but we do have a transfer special for you as we get ourselves prepared for promotion to the Belorussian Highest League. I'm really excited. I'm still buzzing off the victory that we had in yesterday's episodes to make sure we clinch the First League title. And today we need to get ourselves prepared for the new challenge in the next season. So today, of course, a transfer special. We're going to focus just on transfers and trying to sign some players. We've already got 4 players into the club, which we'll talk about very shortly. But today, this is going to be a YouTube episode. But I think in future, we're going to do these as live streams. But I just thought I didn't have enough time to sort of prep you guys on saying we're going to do this as a live stream. So in the future, when we come to an end of the season, we're going to do some live streams and things like that for transfer specials. But today, obviously, just on YouTube for you guys. So you can sort of be a bit more prepared. And once you know that we come to an end of the season or we're changing clubs, we can look to do a couple live streams and things like that. Depending if I'm, available to record. If I've recorded like 6 episodes in advance, we can't really do a live stream then, can we? But because I've not recorded in advance, we could do a live stream in this situation. But of course, YouTube is the platform today. So make sure you go and follow me on live stream. Make sure you go and follow me on twitch.tv/TomFM. That's where I'll be doing my live streams over on Twitch. We're doing quite a few of them in the past week, and they've been really good fun, actually. Really, really enjoyed them. They've been a little bit hit and miss for where timing is concerned. I've not really got a proper schedule set up as to when I'm going to go live, just because it's a little bit up in the air with work at the moment, and sometimes I have to do work and sometimes I don't at the moment sort of thing. So it's kind of like as and when, but I'll try and get a proper schedule set up for you. I'll let you guys know, and then we can a little bit more formalised with when we're going to do live streams, so you guys can be a bit more prepared as to when you want to watch me live. Anyway, coming into this episode, of course, last time out you saw us win the league trophy with a dramatic 3-1 victory over Arsenal on the final day of the season, pushing them into second and pushing us up to first, where we've celebrated ourselves becoming champions, which is absolutely fantastic. So a great way for that. We've got the quarterfinals of the Belorussian Cup to start next season as well, so that's something to look forward to. Hopefully with the strength and squad we've got, we can try and go quite far in the Belorussian Cup as well, which would be absolutely brilliant. My reputation has slightly increased as well, nearly at the whole star now. It's still minimal reputation, but it's gone up from about a quarter of a star to half a star to it's about 3/4 of a star, I'd say now. I can see on there. It's a bit difficult because it's very small, but it is about 3/4 of a star there. So my reputation is slowly building as I have picked up my first victory or trophy or something like that. As you can see here, career milestone, the 2020 Belorussian First League with Naftan. 7 of our players were picked in the team of the year as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Farago, as the striker, he's been picked up there, which is fantastic. Now, Farago obviously only on loan from Islok, but we're going to try and do everything possible to sign him permanently for next season because he was a fantastic striker for us. Tomelo on the left-hand side in the team of the season as well, alongside Znak and Moses. No place for Shitty Gel, which is a little bit frustrating. Shegogovic and Borisov also there, as well as Sakovic in goal, who has a contract, I thought, expiring very soon, but I think we must have signed him, and he must have signed a new contract very recently. Well, he didn't want to sign a contract for a long time, but clearly I managed to get him to sign a new contract at some point. I've obviously forgotten about that. But Sakovic staying for another 2 seasons, which is great because he was going to be leaving the club at some point. Wasn't very happy with me. We remember having some arguments with him, of course, recently. But he has signed a new contract, so it can't all be that bad. Anyway, scouting players. These players are all scouted out, which looks pretty good. And some of them look very decent. Now, this guy, I don't think we'll be able to get him. He's a striker, currently playing for Lokomotiv Moscow, valued at £500,000, so we can't afford him. However, we could potentially try to get him in on loan. He currently plays in the Russian Premier League, so actually maybe he's not going to come on loan to us, but we'll keep an eye out for him, okay? But this striker, playing for Witzbuk, who is a team that we've also sort of ransacked already. I'll show you the players that we've signed in a moment's time, but he's a player we could look at, although this says 3-star current ability, but the scout report here says, 3-star current ability and 4.5 stars of potential, but 22 years old is not going to reach that, I don't think. So we'll keep scouting out some players and we'll sort of look at things. But in the meantime, the 4 players that we've already given contracts to and should be signing for us in the very near future are Ivanov. Are these 4 lads. Now, 3 of them come from Vitebsk, which again, I still can't quite pronounce. Vitebsk is probably not the way to say it, but that's how I say it at least. They're our parent club in the division above us, and they came 10th actually in the league above us. So they avoided relegation by a good 21 points, actually, as you can see there. And the relegation playoffs, 13th and 14th, they must have played already, and they've both won their games. So Slonim and Gamel not being promoted, these 2 teams staying where they are in the Belorussian Highest League. So only us and Arsenal being promoted from this division into this division. So they actually have avoided relegation by quite some way. 9 points clear of those relegation playoffs as well. So they look in a comfortable position. So I think the players that we've got off them should hopefully help us stay up. So we start off with Ivanov, who is a left back with 3.5 stars of current ability and 4.5 stars of potential. Didn't play a huge part for them this season, and eight appearances there, 5 starts and 3 substitute appearances. But you know, he's got a low rating there, but he was never match sharp, I imagine. He was never, ever match sharp, so that's probably a bit of an issue for him. So hopefully we'll get him playing regularly next season. He'll be absolutely fantastic for us. Denisov also comes from Vitsbooks. He's a central midfielder, 20 years old, 3.5 star current ability, potentially 4 star current ability, and 5 stars of potential as well. Again, he hasn't played too many games, so couldn't really get in the match sharpness, but has got experience in that highest league as well. And the final player we've already signed from Vitsbook is this guy called Kirill. That's the easy bit. Krutoro Zerkin. I mean, that's probably not how you pronounce it, but he's another centre-back, a young centre-back, 3-star current ability and 5 stars of potential too. So these young guys that we've signed with the potential, not only could they be a use for us, but we could maybe sell them on in the future if we are at the club long enough to try and make some profit and things like that. Now, I'm only trying to stay here for one more season. I think after one more season with Naftan, as we prove ourselves in the Belorussian Highest League, I think that will help us find a new job in a better league as well. So I'm looking forward to that one. The final player that we have signed already is a guy from Torpedo called Dezugia, or just Hugger, or something like that. Huggier, I don't know. He's also a centre back, but obviously the scouts haven't been to visit him for quite some time because they've got no knowledge on him right now, which must mean he may have changed. But again, he's quite young. Probably does have 4.5, 5 stars of potential as well. So again, a player that we could potentially look for. But we did need to improve the back line a little bit, and we've signed two centre backs and 1 left back. So that's quite important. We've signed some replacements there to try and help out Borisov and Crazy at the back. We've signed a new midfielder as well, which we did need as well. So we're on our way to getting some better players into the squad and having a bigger squad as well, because we do have a much bigger budget for this season. We're currently spending £1,700 per week, but we've got 7,100 to go up to, which is absolutely fantastic. So really, we can splash the cash a little bit for some players. So really, all I'm going to be doing in this sort of scouting screen for now is just going for contract expiring the next 6 months or so, although I say it probably could get down to 3 months now, and Belarusian players, of course. So that's who we're looking for, because we can only sign Belarusian players for this division as well. So, looking at all of this, this particular player is a defensive midfielder. It says anchorman there, but it does say centre-back there, so I'm not entirely sure which position he wants to play in. But 4 stars of current abilities. He's running out of contract. We could look to sign him as an anchorman or as a centre-back, but if he's got 4 stars of current abilities, better than most players we've already got. Under 18 as well, which does help our quota as well of having to play under 18 players. How much does he want per week? Issue is he's already signed a contract with another club. He's joining someone else, joining a club in Ukraine instead, so that was a waste of time. But there are quite a few other players to look for down here. There's Denisov that we've already signed as well. Potentially we could look to get a backup goalkeeper, although we do have a good backup goalkeeper already in Patrick, so we don't particularly need another one, I don't think. But we could do with another striker. Well, this guy is already going to another club. There's quite a few people already sorted out with transfers going to other clubs, which actually isn't fantastic. We need to, perhaps we should have been a little bit more on the ball with some of this, but we have got a bit of transfer money to spend, so potentially we could look to splash the cash on a few players later on down the line. So we've pretty much scouted out all players out of contract. These players actually, although most of these guys are already agreed deals to go to other clubs, so there's no point scouting these guys out actually. So what I'm going to do is sort of go forward a little bit, wait for like the end of the season to come around, and then obviously players will have left clubs and we'll also have more interest as we are officially promoted, because I think it takes a little while for the game to update, I think, sometimes. So we've been promoted. Now, automatically in real life, people are like, okay, that club's been promoted, we'll go and sign for them. But I think in Football Manager, you have to wait for the season to tick over for the whole reputation to change and things like that, and then players get more interested in you. So we'll see some more results coming up very soon, I think. Because if I'm honest with you, I struggle to believe that there's only 56 players out of contract right now, and only 25 interested in us. I feel like there's got to be more than that, so I think we've got to wait for things to tick over a little bit first as well. So as you can see, we do have a good few loan players leaving the club. Shogorovic was very good for us, but I don't think it's going to really help us in that next level in the division above us, so I'm not interested in getting him back. But players like Moses and Dennis Farrago, I'd love to have them back at the club. So I'm going to try and do everything possible to sign these 2 lads again, even if it's on loan again. I think they are important for us next season, and you know, if I leave the team halfway through the season, they'll be important for the next manager sort of thing. I think they'll be great additions to the squad to help them stay up. We do have a few players looking to leave the club, and to be honest with you, I think I'm happy with all of them leaving, if I'm honest with you. because it says here 4-star potentiality for Yanchenko and Tishko, but they're 24 and 25. They're not going to reach that, I don't think. Same as Anton. He's not going to reach that 4-star potential. Rapiko isn't going to reach that 3.5 stars of potential either. So I'm kind of happy to just let all these guys go, if I'm honest with you, to help free up some more wages and to get some better players into a squad. So, for me, although it's kind of painful to let these guys go because they have been a big part of the squad and things like that, I do think we just set all for release. I just don't think they're going to be a part of the squad or a useful part of the squad in the division above us. So, unfortunately, they're going to have to go. Set for release. I'm sorry, lads, but it's time to say goodbye. Also, I've got to say, a few of our coaches and scouts are all up for contract renewal. However, none of them are that good, really. I mean, this chief scout has got 8 judging player potential. It's not too bad, to be fair. 8 judging current player ability, but it's not... I don't know. I just don't really think. I think we can probably find better than them now that we've been promoted as well. Staff search. Look for. Edit this. Let's have a quick look for a scout. All right. Medical, not medical. Coaching, not coaching. Recruitment. There we go. Scout. If we have a look for some scouts and search this by mental attributes and look for judging player ability, there's loads that we can probably get to the club who are better than the guys we've already got. So I'm kind of happy to let all our coaches and stuff leave the club as well, if I'm honest with you, and then we can sign some new ones for next season. Oh, the board have just given us £90,000 to help with the club's running costs as well, which is very nice of them. Thank you for the board for that one. We've avoided a tax bill as well. A new scouting budget comes in at £8,000 for the whole season, which really isn't much at all. We can get a senior package to cover Belarus. Or do we get should we just get the highest league, first league, second league package? And then we can also get a youth package as well of the first league, which is below us, which isn't great actually. We probably want to get that one as well. We have to sort of be very careful with how we spend our money later down the line, I think. But it gives us a few more options to scout players. So we've come around to the 1st of January 2021. Everyone has left the club. The undersoil heating has just been installed at the club, which actually was told in the comment section to me that this is a requirement of the highest division, which actually makes a lot of sense as to why the club decided to do it. So we had to have undersoil heating to be part of this highest league. So currently we have no staff, basically. We've got one chief scout apparently why is he still here? Why is this guy here as a scout? I thought we got rid of all our scouts and stuff like that. Very confused by... And look, okay, can you guys leave the club, please? Honestly. Just terminate the contracts of all these guys that shouldn't be here anymore. And then we can get the new staff in that we need to get in to start scouting. In the meantime, we can just get players in on loan, which I think is fine. Get players in on loan, in on trial, because we can look at them on trials and stuff like that, which makes a lot more sense. But because everything has now ticked over, as you can see, we have 257 players who are now available for transfer. Although, again, a lot of these guys seem to be joining clubs at the end of the month for some particular reason, which seems a little bit strange to me. So, again, we have to just sort of keep playing a little bit for a while. The bank balance has gone up to 250k. So I'm presuming that we've just had loads of sponsorship money come through or something like that. What's all the income suddenly in this particular month? In the blue. Is it sponsorship? Yeah, sponsorship money came through of 250k. The board put in 90k, which sort of decks rid of that debt. And then we've got the sponsorship money as well, which is great. So I'm going to use this opportunity right now to go and ask for a coaching course. Can I please start a coaching course, lads? And they're not willing to consider it due to the club's present financial situation. What's that about, lad? What is that about? We've literally got 250k in the bank. So why can we not? Why can I not have a coaching course? What are you on about? Seems very, very bizarre to me, but in the meantime, we'll try and spend some of this money instead then. So, players that we had last season we want to sign once again. Transfer history. We definitely want to try and get Moses back, and we also want to try and get Farrago back. Right, Moses, first of all, make an offer. He's listed for loan already, so we can try and get him in on loan, although we can't loan him outside of a transfer window, so the transfer window is not quite open yet, so I have to wait a little while for Moses. Where is Farrago, though? Farrago. There he is. Dennis Farrago. Transfer. Make an offer. He's not listed for loan or transfer. So we'll make a transfer offer of £10,000. 10 grand, please, for Farrago. Let's try and make the offer and see what they say to that. They've come back and they said they want £115,000 for Farrago, which is a little bit above what we can afford at the moment. All right, let's make a budget adjustment, though. How do we get... Oh, to be fair, if we take our wage budget down to £5,000 rather than £7,000, we have the money for it. If we make it 5.5, we don't have the money for it. We can negotiate down, can't we? Am I about to ruin... Thing is, I think the club need him. 40 grand. Suggest that. 84. We're working them down easily. 60. Let's go 50 grand on this. £50,000. Suggest that. They want 74. How about 58,000? 65. 61,000 and 40% of profit from the next sale. They'll accept that. I think that's a good deal for Farrago, considering how good he is. So I'm happy to sort of spend that. To be fair, I'm not going to be here, really, am I? I'm not going to be here for the future bits, so I don't really mind too much about spending the money. I think Dennis Farrago is a player that the club needs, and we can definitely afford him, all right? Star player, which is fine, on £150 per week. That seems fine to me. Seasonal landmark goals, I think he needs that. He's not going to get 20 goals or 25 goals, I don't think, in the division that we're in right now, so I'm very happy to leave that there. Let's get rid of that unused substitute fee, though, and sell on fee percentage. Appearance fee bonus of £20, goal bonus of £10. Suggest that. He's happy. I'm happy. Dennis Farrago is joining the club on a permanent deal, which I think is an incredible bit of business. He was definitely needed, I've got to say. Farrago definitely needed. We'll look to get Moses back once again on loan, try and get him in from bait again, which would be fantastic. We have to wait for the start of the transfer window for that one. 16 trials finished, which must be the youth trial. For some reason, you don't get the option to just get your assistant manager to offer all these guys trials for some reason. So, looks like some of them have got a bit more potential now and things like that, which is good to see. So, that's quite handy. But we'll offer some guys some contracts here. I'll go and do this and sort of just, negotiate contracts with some of these best players and things like that. And I mean, to be fair, we don't have to do much, do we? Because it's all youth contracts to start off with. So if we just, you can see here, it's just literally, I'm locked into £10 per week for some of these players. So we'll keep doing this for most of these players here, get them into the squad. But it's just a shame that my assistant manager can't do it all for me right now, because that would just save me so much clicking, wouldn't it? That'd be so much better. In the meantime, we do need to look at some other scouts as well. So, this scout with 11 judging player ability and 10 potential is the best kind of guy I think that's available to us. So we're going to offer him the role of Chief Scout, scouting Chief Scout, £160 per week. He's happy with that. Love to see it. He's our new Chief Scout. And then this guy here with 9 ability and 12 potential can be our other scout as well. Although he wants 1.1k per week, so he will not be joining the club anytime soon, unfortunately. That's not great, really. 8 and 9, though, is better than what we had before. So we'll get this guy in. But he wants nearly half a £500 per week. Okay, this might not have worked out massively in my favour. We may need to work a bit hard to get some scouts in. This guy wants 180. We can offer you 140, lad. Please accept 140. I know you want to. Shake my hand. We need to give him a bonus, don't we? Win the Belarusian Cup. You can have a big bonus there. £700. He's accepted that. We're not going to win a Belarusian Cup, or I'm not going to be here when we win a Belarusian Cup, so you can have that £700, mate. You can have it. So there we go. Hopefully we've got 2 more scouts coming into the club very, very quickly, as some of our youth players on youth prospects are signing to the club as well, which is good to see. And of course, the first permanent signing to come through that I've done on this video. Of course, we've got 4 guys joining already, but Dennis Farrago is coming here on a permanent deal. You love to see it. And now both our new scouts are here as well, which is fantastic. And Gompi Hartmanov is being courted by another club. All right, this is now when we offer Gompi Hartmanov a new contract. Another one. Future prospect. He only wants to have this time he actually wants an actual contract, which will keep him locked into the club for a while. And I'm happy to offer him that deal, if I'm honest with you. I'm happy to offer him that. I just want to keep him at the club, Gompi Hartmanov. I don't want to lose him to anyone else. So we'll offer him what he wants, essentially, to keep him at the club. Now, as the transfers are all about to come through as the transfer window opens, just bear in mind that the stars might not be as good as they were at the start of the episode, because as we've now been promoted, the stars, they are how good the players are for the league you're in, I think, essentially. I think it's all relatable, isn't it? So as we get promoted, a lot of our players who are like 4-star will drop down to 3-star and things like that. So expect a little bit of change as to how good the star ratings are going to be on these players that are signing the club. Hopefully they stay the same, and that'd be fantastic. But I think they will drop a little bit. So we might see some more 2.5 and 3-star players rather than 3-star and 4-star players. But to be fair, they're actually pretty decent still, I've got to say. Farrago is still a 4-star player, apparently. The centre-back that I can't pronounce, he's coming as 3 stars. The other centre-back's 3 stars. The midfielder is 3.5 stars. And the left-back is 3.5 stars as well. The board seemed the fan reaction is pretty decent for all these players as well. So actually, I think we've done pretty well with these 5 transfers so far. Squad right now is looking a little bit small considering we have lost some players. And a few of our young players are sitting around the 1.5, 2-star mark. So we do need to do some work to get some other players into the squad to try and build it up quite nicely. Now, my plan is to sort of try and just do the exact same that we did last season. Try and keep that same formation. Try and keep some sort of continuity in this squad to keep us going and keep us pushing forward. Because we won the league with that formation. It is a counter-attacking style of play. We've done very well against teams in this highest league when we played them in the cup using this formation. So I kind of want to keep it the same and keep that continuity going. So it's not like I'm looking for wing-backs or wingers and things like that, or attacking midfielders, I should say. We are looking just for the same sort of players and the same sort of position sort of thing. So we've still got that sort of same spine of the squad. As why is my assistant manager been given a National A licence? Why is he allowed to do that when I'm not even allowed to do a coaching course? What's wrong? Why? Can I ask again? No, I can't ask again because I was denied very recently. So I'm very hurt by all of this. In the meantime, though, to get over this, we need to look to try and sign some players. And the first player on my mind is, of course, Moses, who we signed last time around. Moses, where are you? There you are. Moses, transfer, make an offer, get him in on loan, all right? Get him in on loan once again, and would love to have Moses back at the club once again because he was a star player for us last season. The offer has been accepted as well, so I expect Moses to be a player for Naftan in the next few days or so. In the meantime as well, we also need to have a quick look at who's available on free transfer now. All of these players are available on free transfers, over 100 of them now, which is fantastic. So what we look to do is just try and sign some of them, essentially. So we do need more midfielders. We need more everything, essentially. And this guy looks pretty decent. He is a 4-star current ability central midfielder with 5 stars potential at age of 23. Has a chance of getting there, perhaps. Has recently played for Torpedo, not particularly well, but he looks okay, I think. Wage demands could be quite high. How much does he want per week? He wants to be a star player. How about important player? Please accept important player. You want star player. Important player, that's what you're going to be. Okay, star player. You can be a star player, lad. £230 per week, that would be the highest by quite some distance. But if I'm honest with you, I've just got some blind faith in some of these players sometimes. So I'm kind of happy to just sort of do the deals like this. Appearance fee can drop down to 25. Gold bonus down to 15. He still wants more money. 180. 30 and 20. 30 and 190. Okay, there we go. This guy potentially coming into the squad looks pretty decent. What we're going to do actually as well is go to the age of 19. 36 players available to us, including this chap in the midfield, who we could potentially use in attacking midfield and things like that. So I'm going to offer him a trial first and foremost, see how he gets on at the club. But also, the players that we haven't got scouted out yet, rather than sending the scouts to them and taking a little while, I'm going to offer them all a trial and see how they get on at the trial and see how they're rated by the coaches. So there we go, trials for all of them. I think we need to sign some more coaches. Actually, we're looking okay for coaches. Maybe a goalkeeping coach is what we could do as well with. But we're looking okay for coaches and other staff right there. So we'll leave that for now. A lot of these players actually seem to be playing at other clubs right now, although they have got expired contracts for some reason. So I guess they're sort of on non-contract terms or something like that. Anyway, we'll get them all into the club on trial and see how good they are. Most of them look to be about 2 stars, although 1 or 2 seem to be 3 stars. So they're potentially players we could look to sign just to help bolster the numbers of under 18 players and things like that. Under 20 players, I should say, because we need to get those in, don't we? Because they're part of the rules. In the meantime, this midfielder, which we've sort of put a bit of blind faith into signing, is ready to sign for the club. I'm accepting it. Is it a good move for us, though? Is it a good move? I hope it's worth it. I hope he is that 4 stars that he said he was going to be. I hope the scouts haven't fooled me there. 3.5. I'll take the 3.5 to be fair. I think that's pretty decent still. So actually, yes, I'm happy with that. Hopefully he will be a good midfielder for us. And I think could be pretty... It's a good signing, I feel. I feel like that is a good signing. Not entirely sure when all the new fixture lists come through. We're now getting into February. I feel like the fixture list will be announced pretty soon. And now Moses is ready to join the club back on loan once again, which is fantastic. So another signing coming into the club. And Moses is 4.5 stars of current ability. So I think should be a very good player at this level. So again, I think we've played a bit of a blinder so far with our transfers. I can't believe it. I genuinely cannot believe it. There's more talks of another takeover. What? I mean, the board have sensationally quashed the reports of potential takeover, but the fact that there's potentially another one happening or being talked about is pretty mental, I've got to say. So far, the scouts are recommending one player to potentially come in on loan. This striker, who could be the backup to, of course, Dennis, is a poacher, can play anywhere in the attacking midfield as well, which is quite useful for us too. That could be very helpful, actually, with different situations. So actually, let's try and get this guy in on loan as well. I think he'll be a great signing in addition to the squad. Whilst I'm thinking about it too, our players on the transfer list as well, transfer listed, anyone on the transfer list, a few players, let's get them all scouted out as well, and hopefully we can find a few gems there to maybe get on a cheap deal. But as our season is getting ready to start again with Belorussian Highest League and things like that, the season in other leagues is starting to wind down. And it will be sort of getting to that part of the season where managers are starting to get sacked and things like that. So I think from now on, it is a pretty decent idea to just keep eyes out. Okay, I'm still 1 star. I'm still 3/4 of a star in reputation and things like that. Okay, but it probably is a good idea. Okay, it probably is a good idea if we can find where it actually is. Here it is. Right, job security. There's a few clubs that don't, and they're all internationals, apart from this team in Germany, Cottbus, but I'm not quite sure where they're based in Germany. If there's an Eastern German side, that's fine, but if it's not Eastern German, we can't go there, and I'm not quite sure where they are. Oh, I've Googled it. It actually is Eastern German. It is an East German side. They're literally right on the border with Poland, pretty much, Cottbus. So actually, that's potentially someone we could go to. Try and keep them up at the end of the season. Keep them up. Keep them in the game, more importantly. And then build from there in Germany a little bit. That could be quite exciting. But their reputation is 2.5 stars. Mine's only a little bit of a star, isn't it? A little bit of a star. So I don't think they'd accept me. But there's no other jobs available right now. So it's worth keeping an eye on. There are a few jobs that are precarious. One in Slovenia, two in Slovenia actually. Quite a few insecure ones across the area as well. A few very insecure ones and a lot of insecure ones too. So potentially, as the season wears on, there will be quite a few more sackings. It just depends if I'll be able to get the jobs or not. I quite like this stadium though. I like this stadium. I'm tempted to just apply for this one, if I'm honest with you. They get some nice, healthy attendances as well. A big 18,000 against Dynamo Dresden as well, which is a pretty decent one. They've not the great... I'm tempted, lads. I am tempted. Although they do have a manager, it says there. So I'll have to apply through here if I wanted to. Oh. It's a big step up. I don't think... I'm going to click apply. All right, I'm going to click apply. I just don't think I'll even be offered an interview, I don't think. I don't think I'll be offered one. So the application has been received, but they are currently waiting to see how their temporary manager gets on and see if he deserves a job first. So we'll sort of wait to hear a little bit from Cottbus. But that's something going on there, as that striker I was talking about is signed for the club in on loan, which is great for us as well. He's got 3.5 stars of current ability and 5 stars of potential. So I think it's going to be a very useful addition this season. Ooh, Naftan have increased stature significantly in the past year, so we're pretty high up, to be fair. We're pretty much the lowest out of Belorussian Highest League in terms of reputation, but you know, we're one of the highest ranking and reputation-wise Belarusian clubs, actually, which I'm pretty happy with. Regional reputation, which is not too bad, I've got to say. 1.5 stars of club reputation. Does that mean my reputation has gone up a little bit as well? Not really, I'm afraid. And by looks of things, I've just had the screen come through. We're now looking at fixtures for next season now, which is great. So we've been given £60,000 for being in this league for the TV rights. The fixture list has been released. And we have a very early chance to go and play our old parent club. But not our parent club anymore because we're now in the same division. But there are big rivals, apparently. So we've got them to play very early on in the season, which will be very exciting. Board want me to get to the third round of the Cup and finish in the relegation playoffs, which I think is fine. I think we can do that. I'll click confirm on that. Social feed, I can accept that. That's fine. And that link with us and Witzbook has been terminated because we are now in the same division. Ooh. Right, didn't realise this. We can actually have 5 foreign players in the starting squad this time around, which is very interesting. I'm excited about that, actually. And actually, is there any rules still about under 20 players or not? Because if there's no under 20 rules, I don't have to think about that much, do I, actually? Rules. Only 2 goalkeepers have to be in the squad, so 1 on the bench, 1 on the pitch, obviously. No more than 5 foreign players, but nothing about under 20 rules or anything like that, actually. So that goes out the window. We don't have to sort of concentrate and think on under 20 players anymore, which actually is quite nice, I've got to say, because it was a little bit of a pain in occasions last season. Anyway, we're starting to approach the beginning of pre-season. I'm going to wrap the episode up today there. I'm going to finish it at the start of pre-season, because then I'll start to sort of build the squad to how I want it and maybe get 1 or 2 more additions in. We've got quite a lot of players joining the club, which I think are fantastic. We've got some good additions to the squad, I believe. I personally don't think we need that many more players coming in. I think we have got quite a good set of lads. We've kept the core of the squad from last season anyway, so I think that's quite good in helping us go forward. So I don't think we actually need that many more players, but there will be 1 or 2 joining the club, but I can update you about that tomorrow when we start the season off proper with our big derby against Vitebsk. Not heard anything back from that job in Germany, so I don't think I'm going to be getting that one, unfortunately. So I'll keep tabs on what jobs are available to us and see what we could potentially look to get. But I'm not going to, hold my head out, and trying, some of these jobs are coming up, though. Look okay, don't they? But again, I'm not going to be able to get them. I don't want to go back to the Belorussian First League. They're all 2.5, 3 stars, so I'm not really going to be getting any of them. Maybe this one, the Bulgarian second division with 2 stars, I might have a chance of that one. But that stadium doesn't really appeal to me, if I'm honest with you. I mean, I've got to like the club for me to want to go there, and I've seen that picture of a stadium, and if I'm honest with you, it's put me off more than anything else. Bulgarian second division, though, is 74th in competition rankings, and the Belorussian First League was above that. And we're now in the Belorussian Highest League. So we do have to think about that a little bit as well, okay? We're now in the 21st highest league in reputation rankings. It's only a little bit below the championship. So again, we do have to think and weigh this up. We could go to another club right now if we want to, or we could wait out a season in this division and really sort of enhance our own reputation a little bit to get a better job a bit further down the line. We just have to keep weighing things up, essentially. Just keep weighing things up and see what's available. I think for now the right call is to stay with Naftan, at least for the first half of the season or so. I reckon. That's what I reckon, at least. So I think we'll do that. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think, because your opinion does matter a lot to me and what we think we should do and things like that. So do let me know. Keep me updated with what you guys are thinking. But I'm starting to get some itchy feet, because I know some other jobs will come available to us, which would be quite nice to get. So my assistant manager is now getting a coaching course. What about me? Can I ask for one? I can't ask for one because you turned me down last time. This is another reason. I want to leave the club as well, because the board, the new ones, have been dicks to me, essentially, haven't they? They have been dicks to me. They never talk to me, never update me on what's going on, and they don't let me go on coaching courses, despite us having the money, but they won't. But they will let other members of the staff go and do coaching courses. So I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Whatever happens, though, this is going to be our last season at Naftan. I'm going to leave at the end of my contract, or I'm going to get another job in the meantime. So that's what I'm thinking. So pre-season is about to start, and that is going to mean that we're going to finish off today's episode right here. We've just signed someone. Who's this guy? Why is he signed to the club? I have not done this. So why is he here? Who has signed him? Who is that? Who has signed him? Has my assistant manager done that? What? Because I've not done that whatsoever. That's weird. That's really weird. Transfers. Find young players to sign for the future. And, okay. I need to just take control of all of this, because I don't want them to sign players on my behalf ever again. That was terrible. He didn't even look that good, that guy, so I'm pretty cross with that. So we'll confirm all of that, make sure no one else signs any of the players. But on that bit of a bombshell towards the end of that episode, because of signing a player that I didn't want to sign, we are going to end today's episode right here. So I will see you tomorrow for the start of the brand new season with games against Vrook and Vitebsk, which I'm very excited to say and get into next episode. But until then, have a great evening, have a good one, I'll see you around, goodbye.